Okay, it's recording now. Okay, so welcome everyone, as I said. First and foremost, I want you all to know that everybody does this business differently. So we're all on a very similar path, but we all bring our own personalities to this. So when, if you're thinking of getting started, please don't think that you have to be like any of those leaders you see out there. You don't have to be like a Vanessa Jean, or you don't have to be like a Jessie Reimers, and you don't have to be, like a Hayley Hobson. We are all capable of doing this business. And if you know a lot of the backstories from our leaders, you know that they have come from so many different walks of life. So please don't think that, you haven't got what it takes, because we all have what it takes. And there's no, I won't say there's no right and wrong. There's a bit of different shades of grey, let's say. So what works for me might not work for Hannah Lee, might not work for Laura, might not work for anybody else in my tribe, but it works for me. So I continue to do that. Find your own rhythm when you're building this business. I know, I've been around for a while, and I know there's highs and there's lows, and I know Alice can attest to this, the awesome highs of achieving new ranks, and then the following month it's like, oh, I'm back at consultant again. So we've all been there, and we all go through that, and it's all very normal. I don't think there's anybody out there who builds this doTERRA business who is constantly on a high. Maybe Vanessa, because that's just Vanessa's personality. But the majority of us out there doing this, it's up and it's down, and occasionally it can stagnate for a bit. But we just keep moving forward. Forward is forward. I like that saying. Doesn't matter how fast or how slow, forward is forward. And there's a couple out there who I think it took them 10 years to actually reach diamond. But at the end of the day, they said that's okay, because they reached diamond and they're there, and it still bought them, I think, 10 years of back off their working life. So please know that if I suggest something and it doesn't really align with you, or it doesn't really fit with you, then don't think you have to do it. Find your way. And there's a lot of resources out there. If I can share a screen, I'll see how I go. Share screen. Okay, so what was I looking at earlier? I think, no, it's not that one. Oh, bear with me, girls, while I'm trying to share my screens here. All right. Where am I? So can we all see that?
No.
Yes? No? Okay. All right. I'll see. I'll go back to that one. And yeah, can we see that now? What I'm looking at? So the Empowered Success page.
Yeah.
All right. So this is just found on doTERRA.com. Now, in here is where you'll find all the guides that I'm going to speak about tonight. You'll find the Healthy Can Be Simple guide. That's a really great little one. You can actually email those, through to your new enrollments. The tools library. So, you've got class tools. They've got the drawing entry form there. So, you don't have to slog it out. You don't have to put things together yourself. doTERRA's got so much great information for us that it's like, oh, someone's done all the hard work. So we can go in, we can download that, and we can use that at a workshop. There was another one I was looking at earlier on, and it was, where was it? Not in that one. Go back here. Essential Emotions class. So once again, you can download that class, and you can also there's also PowerPoints that if we go up here and we put in PowerPoints, if you're inclined to use PowerPoints, I like to use PowerPoints just because of, when I do it at the Dome, they've got the setup there. But you can go in, and even if you're not doing PowerPoints, you've got all this information here for you to run a class. If you're not feeling all that confident, on emotional aromatherapy, you've got the whole class here for you. And you can actually just even take notes if that makes you feel better and gives you more confidence. But once again, that's going to go and download now. But like I said, the PowerPoints are there. So you can utilize the hard work that's already been done, as opposed to us having to sort of slog it out ourselves. And you don't need to reinvent the wheel. That's what I like to say. So if you get stuck, you can always just flick through a message, put something up on our tribe's page, put it up on Laura's page. Like, I'm searching for such and such. Does anybody have the link to that? And 9 times out of 10, somebody will go, yeah, sure, it's there. So, that's just one way of helping you get started. And like I said, don't think you need to be an expert. I'm not an expert. Laura's not an expert. Hannah is not an expert. We are all just plodding along, and a lot of the times we're learning as we go. And I think Jessie Reimers has she put up a saying the other day about just not waiting until you know it all, just do it and you will know it as you go, sort of thing. So if I can encourage you that way, I would say get started. Don't wait to be perfect, because no one's ever going to be there. Even Vanessa, Jean and Paul will say that they're constantly learning new things, and they've been around for 5 years now. And as we know, they're presidential diamonds. So, just have faith in your own ability, and we all have fantastic God-given talents, and we're all very different. And like I said, what I do doesn't necessarily work for somebody else, and find your own niche. Now, excuse me while I'm drinking there. Okay. Hi, Tracy. How you going?
Hi, how you going?
Good, love. So I'll go back to, where am I? Oh, I love Zooms. It's all very interesting. Here we go. All right. So were we able to at least have a look or download our Build, Share, Live and Nature Solutions guide? All good if you didn't, all good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through them. So I'm going to start off with the Live, and I'll bring that up on the screen. Bear with me, I've got it here somewhere. No, that's Share, Build, of course. There we go, Live. So now we still got the share screen. Okay, so the Live guide. So the best way to start, hi Zandra. The best way to start, I feel, if you're looking at building a business, is to actually be a lover of the product first and foremost. So, you want to be out there, you want to be using the essential oils, you want to have that personal experience, so that when somebody asks you, you actually can say to them, yes, I used to really struggle with, neck tension that caused, headaches. But these days, I find I use Ice Blue regularly and the muscle tension has eased. Or, I used to have shocking sleep, but now, I just put a few drops of lavender on my pillow or in my diffuser, or, I take the Serenity Gel capsules. People want to know how you I suppose, how you are using the oils and the benefits that you have seen from using the oils. I know when I was a Tupperware consultant, I sold bucket loads of Tupperware because I loved Tupperware, and, I could sell it to anybody, whether they had a shed full of Tupperware, I could still manage to, get them to buy more because I loved it and I had a personal experience with it. So you really want to be doing that. So the Live Guide, it's like it says, it's a lifestyle overview. So it just runs through what I've sort of been saying, living a wellness lifestyle, creating daily habits. And I've just finished doing a bit of that in the newsletter, it's on its way, girls. The newsletter's on its way. So, establish your daily wellness habits. So use your On Guard daily to support your immune system. I start my day, before I eat anything, I have a couple of drops of lemon oil in a shot glass, and that kickstarts my metabolism. That gets it going, and then I can, have breakfast. And I'm a bit of a hit and miss with brekkie. I sort of sometimes get up and have breakfast straight away, or sometimes I will just wait for 2 or 3 hours, because I'm busy doing stuff, and then have breakfast. Did you have a question, Yvonne?
No, I'm just looking.
Okay. So calm and ground, obviously balance on the soles of your feet every day. Like I said, using your ice blue. If you haven't, I highly recommend taking LLV, even if it's just for a trial, 30-day period or 60-day period, because I don't take the 4, the recommended dose, the 4 of each every day. I take 1 to 2 a day, and I still feel pretty bloody good, actually. I've often wondered if I did take the 4, would I be that superwoman kind of thing, but as yet I'm not, haven't gone down that path. Eating right, as we all know, eating good whole foods is really important. I often say in my workshops, please don't think you can take these oils and still go and eat Maccas and feel great, because it's not going to work that way. You can have those great little treats if that's what you consider Maccas to be. I don't, but anyway, that's a whole new workshop. So, it's those things. You're incorporating them into your lifestyle, and eating right is vital for good health. I don't think anybody can deny that. And that's why the LLV is so good, because it has all those nutrients we need. It's bioavailable. It's taken immediately up into our system. And unlike a whole lot of supplements out there, we don't pee a bucket load of it out in, the next day sort of thing. Then, like I said, incorporating it, you've got your green smoothie, your oatmeal, washing your produce is a really good one, adding it to your water. Exercise, once again, vital. If you're moving and you're constantly getting out there and doing something, your body's going to benefit from it. It's when you sit and you're stagnant that all your health issues really start to compound. If you're into it, the healthy weight plan, using your Slim and Sassy, using the gum, it's obviously giving you a bit of a example of how you can incorporate some other things into your lifestyle. I love the Mito 2 Max simply for energy. I used to sleep, that I've told it many times before, the amount of hours I slept on an average day. And the Mito 2 Max just gave me so much energy, and I still now will take it occasionally. I don't take it all the time. I don't need to, because I'm getting into much better habits. But if you're really lacking in energy, I highly recommend the Mito 2 Max. You can only get it from the US at the moment, but I'm sure it'll work its way through here if the TGA is really good to us. So yeah, this is just the basic guide, but it gives you an overview of the sort of things that you can do if you're a bit hesitant. What you can do to start living that wellness lifestyle. So that's the Live Guide. And the emotional side is really good. I can attest to that. I love my emotions and my mood oils. I wouldn't ever be without them. And a drop of Frankie under the tongue, fantastic for emotional support. Reducing your toxic load. I've been doing a few lives on that, making deodorants for the guys, and I've made other stuff for myself. I've made creams and lotions, and just making that transition into a cleaner, greener way of life. And these are just all little things. This is what I said in the newsletter. When you get it, you'll read it. But, just making small changes can over time have a massive impact. So from the Live Guide, we'll go to the Build Guide. And I'm jumping to this next. And I'm hoping you'll see why in a minute. But so the Build Guide, for those of us who are building the business, it's a really great tool. For those of us who are looking at building the business, it's an excellent tool. And for those of you who were at at the Saturday workshop with Paul and Vanessa, you'll understand what I'm saying about these guides being such an awesome tool for us to use. So financial freedom, obviously, are we hauling buckets or are we building pipes? So hauling buckets is that day-to-day grind, the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results in the end. You don't want to be doing that. This is the whole idea of building this amazing business and community, is we want it to be, our life to be with ease and flow, and that day-to-day 9 to 5, work to home, home to work to home, home to work. After 65 years, it's no wonder people are tired and exhausted at the end of their work life. And in some circumstances, they retire, and statistically, many people retire and their life ends within a few years of their retirement. It's a very sad fact, because they've just worked themselves into the ground. They haven't taken care of their health. A whole lot of factors come into it. I've heard stories of people who, they're both retired, they were setting up to do their dream holiday, and one of them passed away. That's a sad reality these days. And I mean, I'm only 50, but, given another few years, and I'm sure the government will extend the working age, even more. So I think creating a business like this, it's so beneficial long-term for all of us. And so that's where it comes about. So like I was saying, hauling the buckets, so trading your hours for dollars, limit on advancement. I often laugh, people go, oh, this is a pyramid. Really? What have you just been working in for the last 20 odd 30 years, where your boss is at the top and you can never ever surpass that man at the top, and he's the one that gets all the money for all your hard work. That's far more of a pyramid. A standard 9 to 5, everyday job is far more of a pyramid scheme than doTERRA will ever be. Please know, if you are looking at building this business, that it is, there's no glass ceiling here. It's anybody can achieve. It is just dependent on how much time and effort you want to put into this, and I was talking with Laura the other day, and, we're all so amazed and excited for Hannah Lee and what she's doing, heading over to South Africa as a premier. Most of the people who are heading over there are diamonds. She's really stepping out of her comfort zone to do this. Now, there is a very, very good chance that Hannah Lee will be silver in a very short space of time. And she then has the ability to go on and be gold and be diamond and be all of that, but her achieving that is for her. It will never be for me or for Laura or for Paul and Vanessa. She has the ability to build as big as she wants, like I do. And like Laura does, we all have our own dreams and we all have our own aspirations, but we also, have, I suppose, our own time frames, that we're working towards. So don't ever think that, if you're building a business, you're just working for the person who enrolled you, because you're not. And doTERRA have fantastic safeguards in place. You can have somebody out there who is presidential diamond, and if the person above them who enrolled them doesn't ever want to do anything, then they will never ever benefit from a presidential diamond income, because doTERRA will, A, they can only ever reach elite, and B, their salary is capped at $5,000. So, I think actually, if I remember correctly, in my back office, Paul and Vanessa, I think, have elites above them, so they're not getting $1 million a year because Paul and Vanessa have worked their backsides off to be where they are. Those people are only getting what is fit. They're not out there building a business, so they'll only ever be elite, and their salary is capped. So please don't ever think that the hard work you're putting in is going to benefit somebody who sits back on their on their bum and does nothing. So please don't think that's, I'd hate to think anybody out there is like, oh, I'm working this business just for somebody else to benefit, because that's not how it is. That's a 9 to 5 job. That's what that is. Okay, so moving along, why partner with doTERRA? We know that they are awesome. Now in Australia, please note, girls, we have to refer to them as certified pure tested grade. Okay, not therapeutic anymore. TGA won't allow it. It's certified pure tested grade. We have a 65% retention in this business, which is massive. You know, the average in a company like ours is 15%. So 65% is huge retention. And I found the other day that you can actually go on your back office and you can find out how to check your own legs, like your own tribe's retention, which is really good. And if you want to, I'll show you a bit later. If you don't know how to do things in your back office, please just let me know and I'll try and get that, I'll get through that either tonight, or I can do another sort of business get together next week and we'll go through back office stuff. Our growth, $7 billion, $7 billion, $1 billion company in 7 years. So, you know, we're up there. We're up there with Apple. So that's a huge thing for us. We are the largest essential oil company in the world. You know, we are debt free. Nobody has control of our company other than our founders. We don't owe anybody any money. It's not on the stock market. You know, these are all really important things to know, because people out there want to know that. They want to know that they're getting involved with a company who's not on the stock market and who doesn't owe millions and millions of dollars. And you know, so that's a really good thing to know. Obviously, you know, the way we partner with Healing Hands and our co-impact sourcing, once again, if you don't know much about that, Google co-impact sourcing doTERRA or Google Healing Hands. Fantastic organizations, you know, that work with the communities who harvest our plants for us. So then, like I said, touching on the pipelines. So for those of you who saw Laura's, Laura's live this morning, she touched on this as well. It's really important. It's the basis of this business, the pipelines. So you've got your prepare, invite, present, enroll, support. Now, preparing is very important, and there's a whole lot of stuff out there that you can find that to help you prepare, to help you invite people, you know, and then when you've actually invited them, you know, following up with them, making sure, you know, they know, remind them that the class is coming up or the workshop, or getting alongside your host if you're doing an in-home. You've got your present. Now, if you don't feel confident enough to present at this stage in your business journey, that is what you have to plug into your uplines for. I stress that, because we've done it. We've walked those yards. We've presented. If you don't feel confident enough to present, call on your uplines. You know, if Hannah Lee can't do it, if Rihanna can't do it, call on me. Message Laura. You know, we're always happy to schedule in something. We might not be able to do it like tomorrow, but we can, you know, get together and we can organise times to help you girls out. And then over time, you will get the confidence to do it. What I will say though is, try not to have an expectation of your uplines, because sometimes we're human and sometimes we will fail you. We might not mean to, but you know, it's human nature. We will do our best, but I know for me personally, like my beautiful upline, the lady who enrolled me, Diana, she's done one class for me, you know, and God bless her, she was half an hour late to that class, you know, so those sort of things happen, you know, please be forgiving, that's, you know, but at the same time, just put it out there. If you're struggling, if you don't have that confidence, just come alongside us, you know, come to as many different workshops as you can. I'm trying to look at, you know, what's up north for the girls north of the river. I'm happy to travel north of the river. I mean, man, I lived in Melbourne. I drove from Melbourne to Adelaide for a coffee once. So, you know, driving up north of the river for a workshop is not that taxing. It's not going to, you know, stress me out too much. But really look at those, like I said, prepare, invite, present, enroll. So, I mean, that's the basis of this business, that, you know, We do enroll people in our community, and that's what we're creating. We're not like Tupperware. We're not like a lot of other, direct selling organizations out there, or in fact, we're not like a lot of MLMs, multi-level marketing companies. We create a community. We care for one another. It's what makes us unique. So, oh, bother. It's telling me that I've only got 10 minutes left. It's true. That was quick. That was 40 minutes. Laura said I'd have 50. If this ends, girls, just log back in, and we'll be able to go for a little bit longer. And then support. Know that if you're enrolling people, there is an expectation that you have to support them. I support, I've got 175 people, I think, as of yesterday, 175 people in my tree, and I do my best to support them where I can. If I don't know that you're needing support, then I can't support you. So once again, reach out. Vanessa and Paul have 60,000 people in their tree, and I know they do a great job of supporting all those people. But in turn, they've got leaders who they in turn support, and that's what it's about. When you are enrolling, there is that expectation, to support your people. And look, if you're needing to, copy and paste work that I've done or work that Laura's done, feel free. I've used templates from other people to pass on to my downline until I actually got my head around what I was doing and did it myself. And that's what it's about, So I'll stay with free there for a second. And use your guides, use the resources out there, discover the possibilities. Now, there's a lot of money to be made in this business. I'm, more than happy to sort of stand up there and say, I earn such and such, but I know that, I know other people, I've spoken to other people at gold level. I've spoken to the diamonds. And there is real money to be made. It's not just something sort of farcical out there. An extra $500 can make the world of difference to somebody. And yeah, we all start off that way. But, I know for me, not having been in a paid employment role for a long, long time, the money that is now coming in for me with doTERRA is awesome. And I know with my leaders, I'm seeing them smile because they were able to do something. And, I've heard other leaders like Stacey was saying, I think it was last Father's Day, she was actually able to go out and buy something with her own money. Now, for a lot of stay-at-home mums, that's huge, just to have that income for yourself, that you have that responsibility. So, don't deny those around you. They could be really wanting to do something like that. You never know. So, Hannah Lee's, she's great at this. She just shares with everybody. She carries her little oils around. I've got mine on my handbag, and you listen to people when they're talking, and lo and behold, you'll hear them. Somewhere along the line, they'll say, "Oh, I'm struggling with this," or "I'm struggling with that." And if you can be the one that just says, "Hey, look, I've got something, and it's worked for me," or "This really worked for a friend of mine. Would you be open to trying it?" Just those simple conversations, But know at the end of the day, there is there is a lot of money that can be made when you really take this on board and work hard towards it. And it is hard. It's not going to come easy. Nothing in life that's worth anything, comes easy. But it's so much more enriching than slogging your heart out, in a 9-to-5 job till you're 65 or 70 and get so little reward at the end, but still knowing that the big boss is, he's still got his luxury yacht and he's still got his, 3 or 4 overseas holidays and his Mercedes Benz and blah, blah, blah. That's how it is in 9-to-5 jobs. The person at the top. Our bonuses. Now, I'm just being mindful that it's going to run out. I've got 5 minutes before it goes. You do realise, ladies, we get paid 5 times a month with doTERRA. So our fast starts get paid every week, They get processed on the Wednesday for the previous week, and they go into our accounts usually on the Thursday. And then obviously on between the 15th and the 20th of every month, we get our commissions come through. So our uni level bonuses. After 60 days, that fast start, it actually then switches over to be part of the uni level. If you don't have an understanding of that, there is a little place here, once again, in the doTERRA.com, and it's got facts about commissions. So you can go to the facts about commissions, tells you what uni level is, when commissions are paid, bit of like why you might not be receiving it. That's why actually it's very important that if you are building a business and enrolling people, or even if you haven't enrolled people, like I've got 2 girls on my front line. One of them's never enrolled anybody, but she's an elite. Now, it's very beneficial for her to keep 100 PV LRP sitting in her back office so that she actually gets paid for the uni level of the people that I've placed below her. So, whether you are personally enrolling or your enroller is actually placing people under you, it's something to think about, especially when you're looking at those higher ranks like elite. Even executive can be, that can be some money towards your order at the end of at the 15th of the month. Dynamic compression, I won't go into it. Michelina Knight is very good with dynamic compression if you ever get the chance, and she's putting on a workshop. I think there's a couple of YouTube clips going around about dynamic compression. If you really want to know, it's sort of how things get paid. And it's once again, what makes doTERRA very unique. But this is, like I said, this is the facts about commissions, so you can go there. The share guide. So when you're enrolling people and they're looking at what they want to do they just want to buy the products for themselves? Do they want to share with friends? Do they actually want to build? It's good if you can run through the build guide with them first. That gives them an overview of the business and how they can work towards it. But then sharing, because if they're going to build, then they're going to have a workshop, and that's what the share guide is. So I'll find it here. Go away, there it is. Is that the share guide? No. Bear with me, lovelies. Okay, go away. Go up. Playing silly buggers. Okay, so I think did I go through all that one? Oh no, I missed a bit on the, I'll go back. I missed a bit, I digressed there. Oh, this stupid screen. Okay, so we've got the power of 3 bonus. I think that's fairly obvious. If you have 100 PV and the 3 front line have 100 PV, then you'll earn your power of 3 that month if you have a team volume of 600 PV. And then that progresses down to if those 3 people have 3 people with 100 PV and the team volume, once again, I think it's 600, then you receive 250 and so forth. On the 3rd level, you can receive $1,500. And there are people out there who do receive their bonus of 3, their power of 3 bonus on their 3rd level, because it can, as you grow, you can actually start to make that happen. We haven't always built that way in Australia, but it's something that it is good to keep in mind, because to get your power of 3, that's not a bad bonus, especially if you're getting your 3rd one. Your fast start, as I said, that's paid weekly for the first 60 days of the person that you enrolled. You will receive 20% of their enrolment PV. The person who enrolled you will receive 10% of that, and the person who enrolled the next person up will receive 5% of that. So I just love the way that there's so many ways that doTERRA pay us. Okay, it's got less than a minute to go and it's going to cut out on me. So like I said, girls, just chime back in and I'll have this wrapped up hopefully within the next 20 minutes by 6:30. Because I know I'm aware that some of you are needing to get dinner and things for that, things like that for your family. So changing lives, creating an income. When you're talking to people about the business, do they want to earn more? Do they want to work smarter? What do they want? More travel, more education, spending time with family. That's usually those big ones, being time freedom, or having time freedom and spending time with family and stuff. That's big for people who work really long hours and who are, usually they're the people we avoid asking about the business because we think they're too busy. But in a lot of circumstances, they're the ones who are actually desperate to find something that's going to free them up